Well, I
Mhm.
just take jets everywhere.
It's very inconvenient.
No, everything is super convenient. It's very expensive, but
Yeah.
worth it, so worth it.
Yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure. For
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Let me just make it a little bit bigger. There you go. Oh, okay.
We'll do
Ah,
it like
look at those
this.
eyeballs.
Yeah, let's do it this way. This will be
Okay,
good.
yeah, that looks comfortable. Oh,
Okay.
should we clap it in?
Lip clap. Ready?
Clippity clappity.
What's up, guys? It's On Fire Tonight with Josh and Tressa. We are here today to talk about Friday the 13th, the series, season 1, episode 3. The episode is called Cupid's Quiver. This is your one and only warning. We're about to spoil it. So if you haven't seen it already, pause this, watch that, come back. You're back. Welcome back. Tressa, what'd you think?
This was the weirdest episode of Revenge of the Nerds ever.
Yeah, this is a very super incel
Yeah.
episode.
They did not have the language for it, but this is the most incelly episode ever. No,
Yeah, this
thank
is
you to all of it.
made in Canada, where I think that they understand temperatures in Celsius.
Exactly. That's what it was about.
In Celsius.
Yeah. Yeah.
This episode was directed by Adam Egoyan, who is a Canadian indie director who has had a number of successes. I haven't actually seen any of his work, but
but it's great.
I can't say. I mean, except for this episode of Friday the 13th, I have possibly never seen any of his stuff.
What did he do? Anything that I know as a dumb dummy?
Hold on. I can bring something up real quick.
Cool.
He made The Sweet Hereafter and Exotica and
So softcore.
Chloe.
Yeah, softcore.
Are those all softcore?
I don't know. They sound like it.
He is a member of
Don't say it.
The Toronto New Wave.
Oh, okay. That's better than what I thought.
Which I don't know if that's like something that anybody called themselves or something that like,
they were.
A newspaper was like, look, there's like 3 guys.
Mm-hmm.
Let's name them something.
To be named one of the things that 2 other people are named.
Yeah, so I guess there's, like an emerging scene in Toronto in the 80s of like filmmakers that were branded the Toronto New Wave.
Good for them.
Yeah, good for them. Totally. So I guess we have him to thank for the like objectification that we get in this episode, which is like, I mean, it's a choice, I wouldn't say that it was executed perfectly, but
no, because it was confusing as hell. It was, look at these gross nerds, and also, aren't women the worst?
I don't think it was, aren't women the worst?
Some of it was, not all of it, but some of it was like, those ladies, they can't even give this nice guy the time of day. They're just nice guys. Why won't you talk to them?
Oh, that's interesting. I mean, so like there are aspects of this episode where like you see it through the eyes of the incel. There's a recurring theme. There are a lot of fun things about this episode. Like I feel like we're getting bogged down in the incel thing. Like
wow.
Like the very first shot of this episode it's the exterior of the bar that we keep visiting throughout the episode, and like a person just like stumbles out and falls over, and that's like a fun beginning. And
It's
then
a super fun beginning.
right, like I love
Yeah.
that.
Uh-huh.
And then we go inside and there's like some fraternity dudes that are doing shots, and there's some guy who's got no game who spits in his hand and rubs his hand through his hair and tries to pick up a girl who's already on a date.
Yes. And is somehow mystified how he could be turned down by this woman who just watched him spit in his own hand and rub it across his head. No, thank you.
So then he just like unveils the statue of Cupid that he's brought to the bar, which is a thing that will happen more than once in this episode.
This gigantic knickknack that he has covered in burlap that he's been storing at the end of the bar. Do you know, like, do you own this bar? Why is this at the end of the, what's happening?
It is funny to bring props out with you like that. So props to him for his props.
And having the reveal, taking the burlap off.
Right. He waited for his moment. He wasn't going to just walk in with that shit. It's called showmanship.
Thank you. Yeah, so it's a magic, stupid knickknack. Josh, did you know that?
Okay, so it shoots like a laser beam at this girl, and she's like, all right, let's get out of here.
Let's go
like,
fuck.
Yeah. He's like, sweet, I've got the honeymoon suite.
Why?
They're in wherever it is that this takes place.
I think that they mentioned it's a motel. The bar is the motel bar. So he just always has that honeymoon suite reserved, goes to the bar, lasers some chick, does her, and then kills her.
Well, it's not clear, but it does follow a pattern we will later learn thanks to Jack Marshak. Expert undercover bartender.
I love him.
Yeah.
He's drugging all these minors.
If it looks like a bat and flies like a bat. There's an old witch saying.
That sounds so familiar, Jack. That's weird. I didn't know that was a witch's thing. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So apparently if you laser a lady, you then have to kill her after you hump her. So
yeah, that's I guess part of the deal with the devil, right? So you've got this thing, it helps you get laid, and then you murder your
two questions.
Your sexual partner. I don't know if it only can be men who were already like going to be murderers. I don't know if it's only men. I don't know if it would only work for heterosexual relationships.
I have 5 questions.
A lot of questions.
Okay. How do they know that they have to kill? Is it just an urge because they're possessed by this knickknack?
Maybe it's not explained.
2. Why did those guys break into that hotel room after they humped?
That's the biggest question. That's definitely
it was just question. Like, I mean, I get it. You are actively murdering this woman, but they don't know that. They're just breaking down your door for no goddamn reason.
Yeah. When I got to the end of the episode, I watched this again from the beginning to be like, what the fuck happened there? So the 3 fraternity dudes plus a guy that worked at the motel.
Okay.
Break down the door. He just stands there while they wrestle the guy down. But it's unclear what triggered them to do that.
Yeah, he said something about he couldn't get the door open, and then those guys came and knocked it down or something. And
so Ryan and Mickey go and interview him at the scene of the crime
as he's searching the room.
He mistakes them for police.
I'm still confused by this dude. Why is he searching?
It's confusing.
What?
He explains that there was a Cupid statue and one of the fraternity dudes took
That's why it was confusing, because he was like, yeah, I thought it was ugly, but even for like an ugly cheap motel, it was ugly. You work here. You didn't know if there was an actual statue in this room? That seems weird.
He might have been playing a character that has a traumatic brain injury. That was, there's an earlier version of the script. Unfortunately, certain cuts had to be made for airtime.
Right.
So we don't get the full backstory on the guy that works at the motel.
To see the director's cut, man.
Yes, Adam Agoyan, I'm talking to you.
Release it.
Release the Agoyan cut.
It's 10 hours long.
Hashtag Agoyan cut.
Yeah, so it's not there because the frat guy took it because he's like, knickknacks. Frat guys love knickknacks. And
I mean, fraternity houses are famously full of stolen knickknacks, right?
If you say so. And
have you never seen
bras.
Animal House? You've never seen Animal House? How are we friends?
A lot of like chains that are built and forged through The Simpsons and Conan O'Brien.
Chains. My baby's got me locked up in chains.
So this guy is creepy, right?
Uh-huh.
And he's taking pictures of some girl who's not creepy. He
Mm-hmm.
doesn't realize she's getting her picture taken.
Yeah, there's a fucking guy in a tree taking creep shots of a girl on campus.
And this isn't like a camera phone where you can take a billion pictures and it doesn't matter. He has developed those on his own because they're extra creepy. He's got to that's a big cost.
Yeah.
He's really investing into this stalking. And you know what?
I don't even know if they had the term stalking for that behavior at the time.
I don't think they did at all. I don't think that came about for years. So it's fine.
Yeah, we didn't have a word for it. Therefore, the behavior is acceptable.
That's correct.
There's like a campus security guard guy who's like, "Hey, what you doing?" He's like, "I'm taking pictures of birds for my nature class."
That
like,
security
great.
Guy, he's like
just some old doofus.
Yeah, he thought he was in a movie that took place 30 years earlier than that.
Oh, I mean, they gave him that costume.
Yes,
he looks like the fucking Maytag repair guy or like the milkman from the 50s.
And he's just as competent as a.
It's like, I'm here to fix the milk. I mean,
doing that. So Eddie is the creepy guy.
Yeah.
And he is a volunteer janitor at the frat house.
I think he might live in the basement. He doesn't live there.
No,
they let him wear the t-shirt.
To be kind. They asked him where
what's that about?
I don't, because frats are giving. They're people of empathy. So they were like, "Hey, where's that guy live?" And they were like, "He lives in that one dorm building in the basement, in the steam factory." I guess
so he doesn't even live in their basement.
No,
but he is a janitor at the school and maybe a student.
Just for the frat. He seemed to be a student because he's taking.
That was just his cover story. Man.
I know, but Lori. She did tutor him for one of his classes. So that's how he knows her. Moral of the story, do not be nice to men. So then...
that's the moral. That's the moral.
Yep. So he's cleaning the dude's room that stole the knickknack. And he's like, "Hey, what's this super cool, awesome knickknack you got?" He's like, "I don't know, lets me fuck girls, I guess. I don't know." So he steals it, of course, and hides it in a goddamn contractor bag. He's like, "What, this trash? Yeah, just a lot of trash I'm putting in the back of my truck. I don't know what statue you're talking about."
Right. Nikki and Ryan are now so they got to campus. They interrupted him creeping on the girl.
Oh, and save Lori, yeah.
Yeah. And then they go to the frat house to look around. There's a snooty guy who's also in law school, but he's in the frat. He was like, "Oh,
He was a real poor man's Robert Ramirez. Romanos. I don't remember his name.
Ray Romano.
No, he played Mike Damone in a Fast Time at Ridgemont High, the scalper. That's who
What
he
are you
remind
looking
me
at,
of.
Dick Nose?
Yeah. See, there's a movie I've seen.
That's
once.
the best T-shirt. Why don't we own that? Why aren't we both wearing that shirt right now?
Why aren't we selling that shirt? But we'll change it slightly.
What?
Come on.
You have been the
on.
victim of people taking your original thing.
Whatever. We'll change it slightly. We'll do. What are you looking at, Josh Head? Wink.
All right, that's something I can get on board with.
You just got to use the same font. People get it.
In hip people in the know.
That's right. It sounds like two people. Yes. So where were we?
So Eddie was creeping on the girl. Mickey and Ryan happened to pop in on the two of them. They
find out there's going to be a frat party later because it's a frat and that's what they do.
Yeah, half of this episode takes place at a frat party, which is great. It's
fantastic.
It's not that well explored, unfortunately, but like just the fact that they have posited the idea of a party is something I appreciate.
Yes. Walking through a fuck room with like porn on the wall.
The porn, by the way, is just like it's like slides. It's slides of like statues.
Oh, I didn't even know.
That's what they did instead of pornography. Like it was
so pornography then.
Yeah, it's just like, you know.
I've seen David.
There you go.
Thank you. They also big time frat dude, law student dude has hired Jack as a bartender.
Yeah. Like when did that happen? I thought Jack just like decided to show up and do this thing.
No one will know. They're too drunk.
But apparently there was like a whole hiring scene we didn't see. Yeah. Jack has gone undercover. He's now doing a Scottish accent. And
it's an accent.
And he roofied the punch with sodium pentothal, which is truth serum.
Yeah.
So all of the frat dudes are just telling the truth.
Mm-hmm.
And and it's great. They're saying things like the snooty law guy is like, oh, I wish I actually like did things with girls rather than talked about it.
It's, you know what? Perfect.
Right.
Thank you. This is what I want from a drugged party scene.
Totally.
People telling their truths.
Right. And not big, ridiculous ones.
No. Just I'm a loser.
Yeah.
And no one thinks so. But they're dumb. Love it. So Mickey and Ryan go to Eddie's. They figure out where he lives.
Mm-hmm.
In some factory.
Wait. Somewhere along the lines, he took the statue to a bar, picked up a woman, fucked her, and then killed her.
With bees!
With bees. He has honey, which, by the way, is a thing that bees make. They're not drawn to it.
It doesn't make them want to kill.
Right.
Honey does not make bees homicidal.
I mean, I guess they could get upset, but it's not because of the honey.
That's my shit that you're eating.
So yeah, he traps her in a car with fucking killer bees. It was the 80s. It was a perfect time for killer bees.
Yes, it was. He didn't get stung at all. He was fine because he had a blanket.
By the way, he also like mimes "I love you" through the window because like when they were like lying in bed together, like post-coital, she's like, I've never felt like this. I love you. He's like, me too.
But wait, that first after she says that, he's like, and looks straight into the camera. It was wild.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Okay, so we started to discuss this. There's like a real perspective thing where like we see the characters through each other's eyes, sort of, and we see what the characters are looking like, focusing on. So like we see the way Eddie, the stalker guy, like fixates on like just like an extreme close-up
yeah.
of Lori's mouth when she's talking. Not creepy at all.
No.
But it's like it's a choice. And then like when we see him turn directly towards camera, that's like him looking at her with those killer eyes.
No.
No,
because she was behind him and he was turning away to the camera like this bitch.
Oh my god. Okay, I'm a dumb.
No, what you said makes perfect sense except for that part.
All right, well, you know what, whatever. Some of it works, some of it doesn't. Even the stuff that works, you kind of have to like use your imagination to help it a little bit. And that honestly comes down to eye lines more than anything, if you ask me, right? Like,
yeah, for sure.
If they had just like narrowed the eye line a little bit closer, it wouldn't seem like just posited.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I have nothing to add. You got it.
We learned in this episode that Nikki and Ryan, and for all we know, Jack also live above the store.
Yeah, that's weird.
They've got an upstairs living quarters that they take Lori to.
Right. They well, a bunch of stuff. Like, okay, they find Eddie's place. They find his creeper photos. They find his creeper photos, and what does he say? Whatever. He's like, this guy has a serious problem. Yeah, doy. Let's go. So meanwhile, the one chick from the bar, she's dead, laying splayed out in some park. And then Eddie's spying on Lori and her dude friend. And he's like, I gotta go take a piss or whatever he says. I don't care. And Eddie creeps up and he's like, hey, what's up, lady? And she's like, ew, gross. You're the gross guy. And he's like, but am I gross now? Check out my knickknack. And she gets lasered. That's when they find her. And they're like, no, we got to go back to our place. We're going to have super fun time playing Uno. And she's like, what? What's happening? Which fair?
She's okay. So they show her the photos that they've stolen from Eddie, fucking thieves.
Right.
And she's like, I don't think this is so bad. But like,
I mean, for 80s, I'm sure it's fine.
Well, I mean, she's been lasered, but they don't know that.
Right. I think they figured it out.
She's been Cupid arrowed.
Uh-huh. Cupid lasered. And so they steal her and kidnap her. And as they're trying to get back, that dumbass security guard is like, whoa, what's going on, you guys? And the whole group is like, hey, Cab, nothing's going on. What's up, dude? What? He's like, that knickknack. I know that knickknack. Those guys at the frat want that knickknack. What authority do you have to take this knickknack from us?
Yeah,
you don't know
fuck
anything.
Off, dude. Like,
you're not even a real cop.
9/10 of suck my dick.
Yep, that's exactly what they said. It was, dude.
Oh, but you know what?
What?
And things might be different up in Canada where they shoot this. They might have the Napoleonic Code or something.
Short dudes rule. All right. He said he wants that thing. Take it. I don't.
Yeah, they're just undermined by a guy in like with the least authority ever.
For real. And they even know that because they won't tell him shit.
he's like, hand it over, and if it's really yours, you can have it in the morning, and if it isn't, just be glad that I'm a nice guy. And they're like, okay, here you go, I'm a loser.
You're stealing my thing. Anyway.
Right?
So they bring her back and they like lock her in a bedroom. They're like, you're fine. Night night.
Kidnapped.
It's fine.
We stole Eddie's photos and now we're kidnapping you. We're the creeps.
No, we're the good guys. Let's go have a conversation right outside her door. Is she dialing a rotary phone right there? How dare she?
Yeah, they hear extremely loud rotary noises.
What?
Listen on the extension.
I love the 80s. And a rotary
So
phone.
then Roby, that's Mickey, goes to meet up with Eddie dressed as Lori. She's got a blonde wig and everything.
Wait, that was a wig? But she gets lasered. She gets Cupid lasered. She's like, wait, no, I love him. I haven't even gotten to fuck him yet.
And get murdered.
Yeah. And Ryan's like, no, I'm gonna get you. And Eddie slices a steam pipe in half and burns his face and runs away. And there's this slow motion chasing around pipes. It was just more of a...
It's great. They're in a warehouse. Another space I love. So I love the idea of a frat party, whether or not it's well executed. Doesn't matter.
Oh, not at all.
Of it. Mm-hmm. And then a chase scene in like a warehouse. Great. I love these things.
It was not a chase scene.
Okay.
It was like follow the leader. It was ridiculous. And then he like falls and dies, I guess.
Yep. He just falls onto like a card table in slow motion.
And then since he's dead, Mickey snaps out of it and she like pulls out her best Fred Willard and she's like, what happened? Oh, I love it. The end.
Who knows that I'm staying at the Oasis?
Rest in peace. Yeah. So we're back at the shop and Jack's like, you can't fuck around with these forces. Nobody understands them. Stop fucking around with this shit. Stop making replicas, Dick. What are you talking about?
And Ryan is like trying to ask out Lori and she's like, oh, actually, I'm getting picked up right now. And like a hunky blonde dude shows up and he's like, oh, shit, you think I could use that fucking Cupid? I just need a little bit of an edge.
What about you, Mickey? Do you want to go out to dinner? Dude, let it go. She is your cousin.
Yeah. Why did they declare them to be cousins? Why didn't they
and at the end of that
do anything else?
Jack is like to Ryan, like, it's your cousin, Dick. Shut the fuck up. And that's the end.
Yep. It's a freeze frame on Ryan as he's sort of like
Oh, good times, Josh. Good times.
It's a good fucking episode.
Yeah.
It's got its problems.
Hey, who doesn't?
And I think I love it in part because of the problems.
Uh-huh. Absolutely. I mean, if everything was perfect, nothing would be. So this is perfect.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if we fully have. Can you break down for me?
Oh no.
If you have a real understanding of Mickey's character. By the way, it's mentioned in this episode that she has a fiance.
I was going to mention, yes. Yes, she does bring him up again.
So that exists.
Right. Here's her character. She is a woman
That's not a character. That's just a
Prove it,
fact.
Josh.
That's just one fact about like that's
She is a character played by Roby.
Yes.
That's it. That's it. Do you need more than that? Jesus Christ.
I'm just saying that
feminist.
Like,
what?
With like Ryan has got dementia, right? He's like, I mean, he doesn't have like a ton of it.
No, I heard
so
dementia.
Far.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so he has some character attributes. He is like a guy who's like, he's like Ducky, I guess.
He's wacky. He's fun. He's the no nonsense dude who just wants to get shit done and go back and hang out and watch a movie.
I wouldn't have described him like that. I would have said something like he's clearly not meant to ever be a romantic lead as far as the show is concerned.
Oh, that kind of Ducky. Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. He is like the wacky best friend, but never the love interest.
Right.
Yeah,
And but he's still the lead character. So like,
so he's got to fuck.
I mean, he's got to want to, even if he keeps getting shot down, at least by the other main character, who is his cousin. It would make more sense for him to have like, I don't know, for him to have hit on Lori before the last 30 seconds of this episode, I guess, to develop that possibility.
Yeah, it would have.
It just came out of nowhere.
Yeah, like, oh, you know, Ryan, he's always trying to hump on ladies.
Right, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that there's supposed to be something about that to his character. Like, if
it's called a penis.
And then as far as Jack goes, he's like our expert. He knows everything.
Mm-hmm.
And
he's our Giles.
He does British Isles accents.
He loves to do it. It's not even necessary most of the time, but
he puts himself undercover in hard to believe roles. Why is there an older man serving punch? Punch, a thing that you famously serve yourself that you don't need a bartender for.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. My drug dealer told me this guy is the best bartender on campus.
Well, fuck, let's do it.
I hear he really makes good drinks. Wink. Dude, he's got a reputation at that university. That's what it is.
Oh, that's why the milkman was there's a division of elderly men wandering the campus, causing trouble and trying to stop trouble from happening.
One faction is drugging the children, the other faction is just stealing everyone's property. They're all bad.
Oh, that's good shit. So, you would think that back at that bar, the only bar in town that's also attached to the motel that was a scene for a murder, they might just like generally be like, hey, that's that Cupid again.
It was covered in burlap before that guy took it off and then shot that lady with a laser after or before he killed her. Maybe that means something. Should we call the police? We have police?
Should we call campus security?
Oh, that guy, he just stole our soda gun last time he was here.
So they recover the Cupid statue. By the way, there's like a whole backstory
What?
about the statue itself.
All right, right. Antique shop. Yeah. What's the story, Josh? Tell us.
Jack fills us in. It was like the Duke of Milan was famously hideous and no one could bear to look at him.
He had horns like a devil, apparently.
So he had this Cupid cast to look just like him, and somehow maybe it had powers back then. I don't know.
Yeah, that wasn't explained.
Yeah.
But it was an antique. We know that for sure.
I love a curio shop.
All frat boys do.
Chug, curio. Yeah, so we never really meet the third frat brother. There's the law school guy. Wait, was the law school guy at the bar?
I think he was, but I don't think he was at that booth when they were doing shots, but I could be wrong.
Okay. And then there's the guy who actually stole the Cupid and is sort of like a party dude, but also a dickhead.
Yeah, frat guy, yeah.
So
I'm coming for you, frats. Watch out, because I got more words.
Yeah, so this show was taking down incels and fraternities way back when.
And bitchy ladies that turn down your advances when you will not stop asking them to dance.
Well, but they're the victims of the bad guys.
Yeah, but yes, they had every right to be an asshole to those dicks.
Yeah. Yeah.
She was a bitch to that dude before it even like escalated. Like he's like, hey, what's going on? And she's like, ugh, you're gross. Like not that, but that. And that was the theme. Like I had to kill that lady with bees because she made fun of me at the bar. Duh. I think that's exactly what he said.
I think
kind of.
I mean, it wasn't really explained as such, but it seemed like the price of this thing getting you laid is you have to then kill. Right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah. That's what happened every time.
This show takes a very casual approach to a lot of death.
It's and also lots of purity culture. Lots of ladies cover up.
Wait, is that a thing?
Purity culture?
Wait, did I miss some aspect of ladies cover up?
No. I just meant like ladies don't fuck or you'll get murdered.
Yeah, I mean, but okay, so like in a normal slasher movie, if you fuck, you die. But you have the freedom to choose to fuck.
That's true.
Right? Like these women don't have that freedom. They've been robbed of consent. They've been essentially drugged.
Yes. Not with sodium pentothal, though. That was the frat guy.
And not with a roofie either, but with Cupid's laser arrow.
The worst kind of laser arrow.
So, yeah, so this is different from that horror rule, I think.
Yeah, no, it for sure is. I don't know if it's worse or better.
These women are first victims of coercive sex, if not rape. And that
anyway, we're gonna cut this, so yeah, it doesn't matter.
All right. So anyway, well, okay, so these women are not choosing to have sex. It is thrust upon them.
Ugh.
And then they're murdered afterwards. Yeah, so I think like in your classic horror morality, like math equation, this is different.
Yes, I agree. There are.
Also, I want to see if that thing can work for gay couples. I want to see if it can work for women on men. I just want to see
Oh,
more
I was gonna be
exploration of
like,
that.
yeah, obviously it would work on whatever. It's just like you aim it where you because that shot of him aiming it at Mickey in his basement factory was so goofy. It's like, wait, hold on, hold on. And it was just it took way too long.
And you
That was
only
way too
aim it
long.
at one person at a time. Do you have to kill that person before you can use it on the next person?
Oh, good. No,
Like,
because Lori had already been.
oh, you're right.
Mhm.
So could
You
have
can
tried to aim it at Ryan.
you could laser anybody. You could go into a crowded mall and just like fuck. No, thank
He
you.
could have aimed it at himself.
And then he would have such great self-esteem that he could get any woman.
Oh, I was just thinking he was gonna jack off and hang himself.
That too.
He was jack off and then slow motion jump onto a card table and die.
Not and at the same time.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's autoerotic card table death.
Yeah, that's the technical term for it. Yes. I think we've
Um,
explored this enough. What? Do you have more?
maybe.
Yeah, let's hear it. Let's hear it. I'm sorry.
Um, if you had to be one character from this episode,
Mhm.
who would you be and why?
Jack.
Ah,
Is
Jack's a
there
good
any
answer.
question? It's always Jack.
Jack is the man.
He's the smartest. He's the
Yeah,
funnest. He can
yeah.
tell jokes without looking like an asshole. He drugs children.
But it's just truth serum.
Hmm. That's what he says. That or Cupid.
Okay, so there are really no downsides to being Jack, it seems.
No, he's great. I mean, aside from being the creepy old dude at the frat party, but
But
everybody
like
loves a
that also
bartender.
means he's like the coolest guy there.
Exactly. Exactly.
Shit, is there a better answer than that guy? No way.
Security guard.
Se-
The
Security guard is funny.
the
It would
beehive.
also be funny to be the lawyer guy, the law student guy.
Yeah, he
I
was
just
great.
I like someone who plays like a high status asshole. I just think
Yeah,
that's a fun character.
absolutely. Me too.
The
I like to go
Beehive's a good
opposites.
choice.
Thank you. Hmm.
Or B number 88. Bzzz.
The motel clerk guy. That would be a good one.
I'd like to see what else that actor has been in. I'm just curious.
Bartender,
Mm,
not Jack, the other bartender at the
mhm,
motel. Hmm.
right. Oh, the person that like falls over in the very first shot.
Yes. And the sound effects of glass breaking everywhere when that happens. Terrifying.
I really would love a full explanation for why fraternity dudes busted in when they did.
Yes. That was weird.
All right, Canadian filmmaker Adam Agoyan, we're asking for you to release the director's cut of season 1, episode 3.
We need to know why they broke in. We need to know what that motel guy is about. I need to know everything about that security guard. I want to see Jack making that punch.
I want to see the full slide reel of what they were
Yes.
watching at the party.
Yes. I want to see a conversation with lawyer kid and his dad. I want to see.
I mean, it was like fertility goddesses and stuff.
Yeah. There was somebody else. Who else was there? Oh, I want to know who that older gentleman at the bar on the dance floor was and his whole backstory. That's what I want to know.
I want to see. I don't think we have anything to look forward to in like other episodes that take place at that bar.
That bar is like 5 towns over. We're never going to see it again.
Could be. It could
Yeah.
be.
Probably. Are they like reading newspapers from all over the world to try and find these things and then traveling? Or are all of those Jesus Christ? Or are all of those antiques within like a 15-mile distance to them? Have we already asked this question?
There are no answers. They just do a lot of rigorous research. And all of that research is from like tabloid newspapers.
Yeah.
It would seem.
Yeah. And if there's a photo, that antique is going to be in it. And Jack is going to recognize it.
There wasn't even a photo. There was a mention of I had to kill for Cupid in the newspaper. And they're like, wait a minute.
That sounds familiar. I was just reading about this.
Do.
Thanks, Jack, or whoever came up with that.
Guys, that is all the time we have for this episode. Thanks so much for joining us. We're on Fire Tonight with Josh and Tressa. We'll see you next time.
I'm sorry.